Good afternoon, David.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Let's talk first. But by the way, your paper has broke a brilliant story this week about HS2. We need to talk about that. We'll do that in a little while. But I'm very interested in this report today, this poll that reveals that public concern over immigration has leapt to its highest level in 6 years, as a quarter of Brits say it is one of the most important issues facing the country. Now, I listened to lefties, left, right and centre, one earlier on Ian Collins's show, where they always say, no, migrant crisis, it's a sort of London-type issue. Most people don't care. They're far more worried about the cost of living crisis, how they get there. Now, that I accept. They're very worried about the cost of living crisis. But when the left dismiss the migrant crisis and immigration generally as a periphery issue that people aren't really concerned about, I believe they're profoundly wrong.
Yes, they are. And I think the problem is that usually polls ask people what their number one is. And, of course, the number one issue will be, the words of the famous political strategist, it's the economy, stupid. So that's always going to be the number one issue, the pound in the pocket. But, for many people, the number two issue will be the migrant crisis and the fact that it is out of control. And I'm not surprised that concern is actually at its ever level. We've heard some great rhetoric just this week, again, from Suella Braverman. But, the boats still keep coming. Thousands of people are still coming over.
Yeah, I think,
and all the rest of it.
I think just a couple of days ago, something like 200 come over. It's a nice day today. Yeah. The channel will be calm. I guarantee you hundreds more will come across today. Yeah. We'll get the new figures next week. Will be just as alarming as last week's figures, and so on and so forth. But Suella Braverman's speech in Washington, I thought, was excellent. It outlined the nature of the global migrant crisis. This isn't just a British problem. The movement of people is a crisis for the whole planet. But what she's now suggesting is that we leave the European Convention on Human Rights, so we're no longer subjected to the diktats of the European Court of Human Rights, which of course continues to ban us from flying any migrants to Rwanda. She is now saying we should leave that, and she's indicating that the Prime Minister is right behind her. I think we've got some video of Suella saying just that. Let's just have a quick look at her.
And I'm afraid the only solution to this problem, and if we want to be honest with the British people, on delivering on Brexit, on taking back control over our borders, is that we do now need to leave the European Convention of Human Rights. I've pledged that, and I challenge all my fellow candidates to make that similar pledge.
Well, she's right, isn't she, David? I mean, we need to leave that organisation so we can make our own decisions.
And this week she was also challenging the Refugee Convention. I mean, these things were great things when they were instituted. You've got to remember the European Convention on Human Rights was a response to the Nazi atrocities in the Second World War. But the problem is that over time they've been completely politicized and changed from what they were meant to achieve. And now we're just seeing the Strasbourg court in particular just impose laws on Britain without any kind of proper scrutiny or any accountability whatsoever, and really causing a great deal of harm. They are, in many ways, unintentionally, obviously, but in many ways in league with the kind of people traffickers, because the people traffickers are the ones who are profiting from this extraordinary international legal situation.
Yeah, I liked her speech very much. It was a great speech. However, it was all talk and no walk. If it heralds action by the government, which we hope, in other words, the possibility that we leave the ECHR, then I think we've seen a sea change in our action. We're going to start acting unilaterally and stop subjecting ourselves to the delusion of multilateral solutions to this problem. We have to do our own thing here, I think, and let's hope that we do.